I have Dollop tour dates to announce for the year 2024 of our Lord J-Town. We have our 10th anniversary show coming up in Los Angeles on April 27th. Guests are Karen Kilgariff and James Adomian. And then we are going to Australia, starting on May 13th in Perth, May 16th in Sydney, May 18th in Brisbane, May 20th in Canberra, May 22nd in Melbourne, and May 24th in Adelaide. You can get your tickets at dolloppodcast.com.
Discover new opportunities together in a new Chevy. Meet up in an Equinox, winner of the J.D. Power Award for initial quality among compact SUVs. Lend a hand in the strong and capable Silverado, or mix it up in a high-tech Trax with an available 11-inch diagonal touchscreen. Find family, friends, and fun in the Chevy that's right for you. Click to learn more.
See your Colorado Chevy dealer.
For J.D. Power 2023 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Hola, amigos.
¿Cómo está?
To listenio?
A la Dollop podcast, yeah.
See, you are listening to The Dollop. This is a podcast that happens twice a week. I like bi-weekly. I just like saying it.
It's very crisp.
And then someone blew it. They're like, bi-week is every other week, and now I feel like everything is just blown. The whole fucking operation.
I think that could be a dollop.
Anyway, this is a twice-a-week podcast, not as happy as it used to be. Each week I read a story to my friend
Gareth Reynolds, who has no idea what the topic is about. I'm caught up on this. I want
a resolution.
This is a double a week podcast.
Everybody loses.
Everyone's lost.
God, do you want to hit a dude?
I'll do one bump.
People say this is funny.
Not Gary Gareth. Dave, okay.
Someone or something is tickling people.
Is it for fun?
And this is not going to become the Tickling Podcast.
Okay.
You are Queen Fakey of Made Up Town.
All hail Queen Shit of Liesville. A bunch of religious virgins go to mingle
And do what?
pray.
Hi, Gary.
No.
Nicely done, my friend.
Listen, if you call me pretty boy, we might
December 10th, 2014.
What?
9:36
Whoa.
p.m.
Okay, all right, okay. This is a little much. This was 2 years ago? A year ago?
This is 8 months ago.
Wait, what is December 4th? Wait.
December 10th, 2014, 9:36 p.m.
Remember when I thought that was 2 years ago?
Yeah. You're not good with numbers.
Hit my head so hard earlier, Dave.
Numbers is hard, bro.
14, what year is it? Mm-hmm. I've been writing 2017 for a few years just to get ahead of that.
Yeah, what you know?
Huh? Excuse me?
The Victoria Advocate is a daily newspaper published in Victoria, Texas. It is
not good.
Second... you know already. It is the second oldest paper in Texas and the oldest west of the Colorado River, dating back to May 8th, 1846. The paper serves the communities of the Victoria metropolitan area, which is on the central coast of the great state of Texas. On December 10th, at 9:36 p.m., the Victoria Advocate newspaper posted a story. A commissioner court had approved a request by the U.S. Army Special Operations Command, also known as the ASOC, to host Operation Jade Helm. Jade Helm would be a realistic military training operation on private land. Quote, the training allows troops to work covertly in foreign countries that need assistance forming a democratic government, the Advocate reported. The purpose of the training and testing is to perform the operations out of sight. So if a person notices anything suspicious, they're asked to contact the sheriff's office. Being seen, Victoria County Sheriff Chief Deputy Roy Boyd said, is considered a failure.
Okay.
Training was described as unconventional urban warfare training and would be held in several states across the country. But Texas would be heavily used due to its terrain. Victoria and Goliad counties were specifically chosen because they're close to the coast and offer an ideal environment.
Okay.
Most training would occur in rural areas and wouldn't be problematic for the community, according to law enforcement. The training was to begin mid-July and run through September. involving 1,200 special operations troops preparing to fight overseas. The training will include acting out scenes typically seen in resistance movements and may include parachuting and testing different areas for vulnerability.
Interesting. So this is all just to test in case they need to go to another country to spread democracy.
If we ever do that.
Dave, we
ever
do that.
No, we've never done that.
Yeah.
I don't think America's ever invaded another country.
I don't know if you remember, but Iraq used to be an unstable, civil war-ridden, oil-drained shithole.
Yeah.
Then we went there, threw some of the D seeds in the ground, watered them with freedom water, and Iraq, as we know it now,
flourishing.
A tremendous.
That's why they call it the beautiful garden.
Well, that's why we can't leave. It's too fun.
It's too pretty.
Who would want to leave? You don't want to leave Six Flags?
Fuck no.
No.
Girl.
No, girl. But wait, so they are just this is happening in civilian, like suburban areas, and that these
private,
but still, like it's.
People are inviting them on through their land to do it. It's not like they're just... Texan Alex Jones was born February 11th, 1974, the descendant of two lines of Texas frontiersmen. He grew up near Dallas and later moved to Austin. He played high school football. He also, according to him, came face-to-face with the truth of drugs. He says that at parties, off-duty cops would roll up in a truck, sometimes still in uniform, and deal pot, ecstasy, and cocaine to his friends. Quote, a truck would appear, sometimes with a guy still in uniform inside. Then, on Monday, they'd drug test us for football. I was like, you want to drug test me when I know you're selling the stuff? I called them the mafia to their face.
Yeah, that's right. Tough guy.
And at the time, I didn't know anything about CIA drug dealing.
Well, a lot of us didn't.
A lot of us still don't.
A lot of us didn't until just now.
In his sophomore year, Jones was pulled over. He was driving without a license and had a six-pack of beer in the car.
In Texas, that's called driving.
I think so. Jones, as all 16-year-olds will do, told the cop he was corrupt and had no right to enforce laws.
Well, okay. So he is obviously fringe, but that's awesome.
I don't know if that's true, but we'll pretend it is.
Right.
I think there's a little bit of blustering bullshit happening here.
This is coming from Alex?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Quote, they brought me to jail afterward. One of the cops told me to wise up or they'd frame me and send me away. The next week, Jones' dad freaked out, sold his dental practice, and they moved to Austin.
Okay.
So dad's stable.
Yeah, Dad's one of that's a guy who you want his fingers in your mouth.
Well, actually, a few months later, the county sheriff was indicted on organized crime charges.
Okay. All right. I'll back off.
In Austin, as a teenager, Alex read Gary Allen's None Dare Call It Conspiracy. It greatly affected him. He calls it, quote, the easiest to read primer on the New World Order.
Oh.
I started understanding that governments have been staging terror and dealing drugs throughout history. The whole program was there. After high school, he went to Austin Community College. That's where he first came to meet a microphone in Austin's community access cable station. He started subbing for sick or vacationing hosts, and he mixed conspiracy theories with shitty reporting.
Nice. A lovely combo.
After the Oklahoma City bombing in 1995, Jones declared that the government was behind the attack.
Interesting.
He then started to get mail from his fans who sent more information about the New World Order.
Well, that's the way it's supposed to go, is
Right.
fan to the professor.
Well, people don't know this. That's how Walter Cronkite got all of his news.
It's true. Actually, honestly, the Walter Cronkite Evening News should have just been called Dear Walter.
Because I'm reading letters.
Yeah. Dear Walter.
Rand reports, declassified intelligence, and yellow press clippings all came. Within a year, Alex Jones had his own show on KJFK, a local station.
KJFK?
Yes.
Giving you all the hits, including the President's Temple.
It's in Texas.
KJFK.
There's a station named KJFK
In the state
in
where
the
he
place
was
where his
killed.
brains were blown out.
Yeah.
Well done, Texas.
Yeah.
But in 19...
Number one with a bullet. KJFK. with all the hits you're not expecting from the grassy knoll. That's right, we got 2 shooters coming up for you in the next hour. Also, we're going to be giving away concert tickets.
But in 1999, new owners purchased the station and fired Jones for, quote, insider terror job stuff.
That's just not a good way of putting it.
1999 was the perfect
If
time.
stuff is in your technical document for why he was fired, you just really had no time.
Stuff is great.
Stuff.
1999 was the perfect time for someone constrained by the gatekeepers of old media to jump into unrestrained new media, and that's exactly what Alex Jones did. He started a website called Infowars.com and started broadcasting. He now could not be censored. He installed an ISDN line at home, which allowed him to beam his broadcasts to 10 stations around the country. My KJFK colleagues made jokes about it, but I was reaching more people at home than the terrestrial station. He was one of the earliest pioneers and a trailblazer in digital independent media. And he's completely fucking insane. Jones was given a job as a host for a libertarian. I call it libertarian.
Oh, for what?
Just because lies at the front.
Oh, okay.
Loving syndication company. They were just about pushing business to a gold company called Midas Resources. Buy gold, everything is collapsing.
So wait, he got people to...
All of the websites that involve conspiracies, all of the websites that say there's going to be a financial collapse, all the websites that say that someone's going to take over the country, every single one of them, it sells Midas Resources. It's gold.
Okay, but wait. Do you not believe in some way that there's going to be some sort of financial...
Yeah, there will be, because we didn't fix it the last time.
But we didn't fix it, and we also are just printing money. So at some point, the dollar is going to...
Yeah.
The world's going to go off the dollar standard.
Well, maybe. Who knows? But there will be another financial collapse because the same shit's happening all over again.
Yeah.
So Jones touched something in America because he quickly picked up affiliates. By 2001, June 25th, he was on 100 stations. That is the day he looked into the camera and made a legendary statement, according to those who think the government does things.
Okay.
Please call Congress. Tell them we know the government is planning terrorism. Jones specifically mentioned the World Trade Center and warned that, quote, bin Laden is the boogeyman they need in this Orwellian, phony system.
Okay.
Now, I am also a genius because I knew about bin Laden because he was blowing shit up, and I used to work at the World Trade Center. The day I left my job at the World Trade Center, I looked at my fellow now ex-employees and I said, I'll see you on the news when you're all blown to hell.
What?
Because we used to always talk about how that building had been bombed. Because they tried to blow it up earlier.
Yeah, bin Laden tried to blow it up.
It's not hard to put one and one together.
No.
Because the World Trade Center had already been attacked, everyone knew they were going to blow it up. Bin Laden was blowing things up. It's not really an amazing thing.
Well, there's also a document that the Bush administration received a month before that said bin Laden determined to attack in the U.S., and it was said that he would use planes.
He had stuff to do. So, 7 weeks later, Jones opened his show on September 11th by screaming, "Those were controlled demolitions! You just watched the government blow up the World Trade Center!"
He said that on 9/11?
Yeah.
Shit.
Overnight, his mainstream possibilities died, but his place as a cult leader for people who know things about stuff was cemented.
It felt like even if you thought crazy shit, you had to shut the fuck up for a little while.
That wasn't the day you said it.
Yeah, you didn't on 9/11 be like, hey, time for I told you so's.
Hey, I'm leading off with Inside Job.
Here we are. I was in Boston on 9/11, and it was crazy, but I did still try to go to the gym later that day, and they were closed, and I was like, that makes sense. I was like, they shouldn't be open. But I was like, yeah, that's how insane, yeah.
By the time Alex Jones produced 9/11 truther movie Loose Change...
Oh, he did Loose Change.
Of course he did. He was one of the founders of a national movement. Jones says he can document every aspect of the New World Order, the eugenics master plan, the inside job terror, the FEMA camps. 95% of what I say is based on official documents and the mainstream press. I don't speculate. I know I'm risking my life.
But does he have these documents? No. These documents aren't released.
No, he doesn't produce them.
Right.
And if he does, they don't tie anything together. They're
documents.
Yeah.
Right.
I know I'm risking my life, but if they kill me, it'll confirm everything, says Jones. This information that I've helped reverse engineer is here to stay. I enjoy life, but I'd rather they blow my head off at a rally when I'm 40 than die during surgery at 85. There's freedom and power in total commitment. So he's a fucking moron.
Well, he seems to be stacking the deck for when he dies. A lot of conspiracy theories.
Yes.
No matter what he dies of.
Yes. By 2010, he had a listenership of 2 million. He's the lunatic's perfect spokesman. He goes to a Methodist church on Sunday, does not like profanity, and is a family man, and his conspiracy theories are fucking insane. A few months ago, Oklahoma was hit by a super tornado.
Oh, get out.
Jones discussed a theory that President Obama uses, quote, weather weapons to manufacture tornadoes.
No, that's actually, it's interesting. He can actually rotate fast enough like a cartoon, and he can create them, and they'll fly off him. It's called the cyclone circle. It's kind of a wrestling move.
I would love to see that.
Oh, yeah. No, show me the birth certificate and then spin around 50 times, and I'll believe you who you say you are.
Okay, so apparently Obama deployed helicopters and small aircraft to create and steer groups of tornadoes.
I mean,
Classic
okay.
Obama, right?
I'm not going to lie. Some of the stuff you've said so far, there are times where I do wonder. Now we're getting into some delicious stuff. So helicopters control tornadoes?
Yep, well, they make them, and then they push them in the way they want.
Oh, they make the tornadoes first.
Yeah. And if Obama could attack any state, it would be Oklahoma.
Well, I mean, obvious. Well, it's the obvious one to do it at. They already have a lot of natural tornadoes.
Thank you.
Who's going to be able to blame you? Besides Alex Jones.
Obama is also manufacturing juice boxes to manipulate the testosterone levels of children.
Yeah,
testosterone
well,
levels.
a lot of people know that. I mean, he's putting a lot of. Yeah, I mean, I knew that for a while.
Well, he does this to turn them gay.
Yeah, no, I was just about to say. Sorry, let me make my point, and then you can keep going.
Sure.
Obama has been putting testosterone in juice boxes so that all of the little boys in our country fuck each other. Any questions?
Inside each juice box is an estrogen mimicker, which the government is using to create homosexuals. The U.S. government is attempting to reduce the birth rate. He also believes the First Lady is a transsexual and the President is a bisexual.
You know, I mean, I'll let you know when I have a question. I'll, raise my hand if you want. That can be a clear signal.
After the Boston bombing, Jones declared it was a false flag operation orchestrated by the government to further impose a police state in the U.S.
It's got to be so cool to hang out with him and everything could be blamed on the government.
Oh my God, everything.
He could be eating a hot dog and the hot dog would drop out and he would just be like, shit, they're one step ahead.
Government hot dog waves.
You see, what they'll do is they'll make the hot dog drop out of the bun, make me try to eat the bun. Well, then you know what happens when I do that. I'm going to grow tits.
Gay.
Okay?
Jones actually sent...
Don't drink that juice box, Bobby!
What happened?
You don't know you're going to fuck your friends!
Jones actually sent one of his henchmen, a former semi-pro wrestler, to press conferences after the Boston bombing, where he stood in back and shouted false flag at officials, including the governor.
Who better to get than a wrestler?
How did nobody kill him?
Who better to get than a wrestler?
Right?
Oh, yeah! That's right, this was homegrown!
It's a giant guy.
They're going to call this a thing that happened with the Chechen rebels, but believe it or not, this was USA! Oh my God, when I get Obama in the ring and he tries to make his cyclone, I'm going to punch through him and then I'm going to beat the shit out of him while he tries to kiss me because he's a bisexual and then I'm going to fuck his man wife.
Hey, cyclone maker, here comes the truther.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. President Obama spinning his cyclones.
Where's your lady man wife?
Let me suck your wife's dick.
As far as the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting is concerned,
these theories are pretty fucking bananas.
He doesn't believe it ever happened. It was a false flag operation, so no one was killed, and the parents are part of the conspiracy. So much so that they aren't even parents. The children actually never existed.
Right, I've heard that theory. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah.
His YouTube channel has more than 1 million subscribers, and his videos have been viewed nearly 510 million times.
Oh, shit. He's got fucking Gangnam Style numbers.
He has also produced more than 17 documentaries.
I mean, we're air quoting documentaries.
He was one of the leading voices.
His documentaries, by the way, like when they say documentaries,
Right.
they're just pictures with someone talking over them and the video.
Loose change, every time something is proven absolutely false, they take it out and replace it with something else.
Mm-hmm. That's what makes the change so loose.
It's a living documentary.
Yeah. Well, listen, there's not a lot of documentaries that are organisms.
He was one of the leading voices backing the Patriot movement and their defense of Cliven Bundy.
Dave.
After two people left Bundy's...
That's where we started, Dave. That's where we started, baby.
I love you.
I love you.
After two people left Bundy's ranch and went to Vegas and killed a police officer, Jones hit the airwaves saying he was not responsible for the couple launching a revolution, but then went on to detail how 300,000 police officers would die in the impending civil war. He referred to the people who kill those police officers as patriots.
Oh, boy.
And on March 19th, 2015, Alex Jones became hip to Jade Helm.
Here we go.
He opened his broadcast. We've got huge breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. They're having Delta Force Navy SEALs with the Army trained to basically take over. This is over the top. Texas is listed as a hostile sector, and of course we are. We're here defending the Republic.
It's not a good time. It's just not.
Jones said an insider had sent him a now highly circulated slideshow accessed openly at the Army Special Operations Command website, ASOC, detailing Jade Helm with Texas, Utah, and part of California labeled as hostile.
Sure.
His website headlined it, quote, Feds preparing to invade Texas.
They would just, like, it's almost like he's just giving something, like he's just giving Texans something to jerk off to.
Yeah.
Like, just like, get ready, everyone.
We can take on anybody.
Everyone's trying to fuck with us.
We're Texas. We can take all comers, including the U.S. government of which we're a part of, so they don't have no reason to invade.
Yeah, it's just like, I love Texas, and I love a lot of people in Texas. It might be time to just make it a Canada that's in between us.
It can be its own place.
Yeah.
They're going to practice breaking into things and stuff.
Wow, the stuff's got to stop.
This is going to be hellish, Jones said. Now this is just a cover for deploying the military on the streets. This is an invasion. This in preparation for the financial collapse and maybe even Obama not leaving office.
Whoa, okay.
I'm telling you, this is so huge. The next day, the internet was losing its collective shit about Jade Helm.
Oh, boy.
Soon, officials in Bastrop, Texas, began hearing from concerned residents. Phones were ringing in the county commissioner's offices. Messages were posted on Facebook, and people began approaching community leaders at churches.
Well, wait, don't we hate community organizers? That's what Obama
No, the
was.
local fellas are okay.
Oh, okay.
These are just community leaders, like the treasurers.
But Obama was a community leader at one
County
point, and
commission.
it was a red flag.
They were worried about the government coming and taking their guns.
Yep.
They believed that President Obama would do anything to crush dissent.
What is this theory of they're going to take their gun? Like, how do we see that actually playing out? It just...
Never.
It's how do you even think that they're going to come and take your guns?
I don't know.
Like, what are you picturing? You're just picturing, like, a government truck coming up and just, like, a bunch of them coming into your house and being like, give me all your gun. Like, the idea that at any place you want to go get guns, you want to go to Texas and take their guns. That's how 300,000 cops would die.
They've seen a bunch of movies. And in those movies, there's a shootout in a house.
Yeah,
and
they
that's
want
their
that.
jerk-off fantasy.
And they want that, yes. My jerk-off fantasy, too, but I'm just able to contain it.
In Bastrop, Texas, Terry Wareham, a local Tea Party leader, was one of the worried. She said, "Probably a couple of years ago, I wouldn't be concerned, but with the federal government the way it is right now, I'm really concerned about the military coming here and doing this kind of training."
How can you possibly think that? And look, I don't like. I feel like the presidential elections are basically theater. But how the fuck can you how can you be like, well, we're more dangerous right now with that Obama in office. He's so careless. It's like you had 8 years.
I know, of a fucking guy who invaded the wrong country.
I mean, of a fucking dumb fuck.
The chairman of the Bastrop County Republican Party said it's easy to think the president would trample their constitutional rights because they are already under attack from the Obama administration.
Sure.
If he's already unleashed the IRS on us, is it a big leap to think he'd unleash the military?
Unleash.
What does that mean, unleash?
Unleash.
Hey, man, they unleashed the IRS on me. They're making me pay taxes.
The IRS, yeah.
No, hey, you shut your this Obama fella up there in his White House is making me pay money to him.
Half White House, if you ask me.
That's right.
Show me the birth certificate.
His wife is a man-woman.
Yeah, that explains the pantsuits.
On March 21st, the military tried to
You can see the outline of Michelle's dick if you look real close to that pantsuit.
That's a great dick.
She's got a bigger dick than her husband.
Holy moly. March 21st, the military tried to calm things down. Stars and Stripes reported the U.S. Army Special Operations Command was pushing back against alarmist claims that an upcoming U.S. military exercise is preparation for imposing martial law or subduing right-leaning groups and individuals. Army Lieutenant Colonel Mark Lastoria, a USASOC spokesman, confirmed that there is an upcoming exercise called Jade Helm, which is scheduled to
here we go. A confession. You heard him. He said the J word.
Alex Jones got him out of his fucking hole.
You heard it.
It's scheduled to take place in the summer at locations in Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Colorado, California, and Nevada. But he denied the event is preparation for some sort of military takeover.
Of course he did, dumb fuck. What do you think he's going to do?
That notion was proposed by a few individuals who are unfamiliar with how and why USASOC conducts training.
You're unfamiliar with how USMSOC goes in.
I'm trying to make a point here, sir. This exercise is routine training to maintain a high level of readiness for Army Special Operations Forces because they must be ready to support potential missions anywhere in the world on a moment's notice.
Bullshit, motherfucker. I just came home and found you fucking my wife and you're telling me you're checking for bees.
The Houston Chronicle
I'm listening.
now looked into Jade Helm.
All right.
Quote, Operation Jade Helm will bring a coalition of forces, including Green Berets, SEALs, and Special Operations Commands from the Air Force and Marines, to Texas for 2 months of realistic Army training in a simulated hostile territory between July and September.
Well, why don't you just sign the fucking confession, asshole?
The paper learned.
Green Berets? Yeah. Oh, that's a coincidence, huh?
Yeah.
A black guy's in office and the Green Berets are coming here to just train for an exercise. That's a simulation, huh?
I don't think you know what a coincidence means.
Oh, I think you don't know what a coincidence means. Okay, pal?
Okay.
Yeah. Don't try to take my gun, fuckface. I see you looking at that gun cabinet.
I'm looking at your gun.
Yeah, I'll show you one of the guns up close when it's in your fucking mouth, boy. Take my fucking gun. She's got a dick. You can see it in the pantsuit.
Why are my sons gay?
Tell
me that.
Why do my boys drink juicy juice for 5 years and now are fucking their male friends?
The paper learned that the sheriff's departments in more than a dozen Texas counties had been briefed on Jade Helm by the military, who were seeking permission to host the drills in the counties. They said the troops would be role-playing wartime scenario and that Texas was indeed labeled hostile so the soldiers could stimulate moving around under cover.
Sure.
Victoria County Chief Sheriff's Deputy Roy Boyd told the Chronicle, the troops are going to set up cells of people and test how well they're able to move around without getting noticed. They're testing their abilities to basically blend in with the local environment and not stand out and blow their cover. That quote hit the internet and now people were really freaked the fuck out.
But okay, so wait, so it is like, so they're just having people go there and try to live as civilians without being known.
I think one group is trying to find him and the other group is trying to hide.
Oh shit! So they're having a fucking cool birthday party in your town, and you're mad at them.
It's giant laser tag.
It's awesome.
Okay, so on March 31st, the Washington Post became the first national media to pick up the story in an article titled "Why Operation Jade Helm is Freaking Out the Internet and Why It Shouldn't Be." The Post also pointed out that the military had conducted plenty of drills on privately owned land before. This was nothing new.
Oh, really, motherfucker?
Lieutenant Colonel Lastoria told the Post that Jade Helm was a routine exercise meant to train troops on emerging fields of special warfare.
Do I look like a dumbass to you, man?
But it didn't matter.
You lying to me?
Because Jade Helm was now national news and more people lost their shit.
I ain't had my shit in years, bro. I just re-lost it. Okay? You fucking try to sit there and tell me this bullshit. I was born on a day, boy, but it wasn't yesterday.
I was born with a gun in my hand.
Yeah, I was born with a silver bullet in my gun.
You think Obama gonna come try and get that from me?
Yeah, Obama, no Obama.
I got 4,500 guns and he can't have motherfucking
He
one of
can't
them.
take one.
I need all of them.
He can't. It's time to just avoid Texas if you're like anything like this. It's like just don't. Everywhere else is going to be like, yeah, fine, have fun.
On April 16th.
Oh boy, Jesus.
5 Walmart stores closed at the same time.
Okay, well, I stand corrected.
Those keeping an eye on Jade Helm from their internets pounced. They claimed the Walmarts had been built as entryways to a secret underground tunnel system that would be used to secretly transport troops and terminate civilians.
I wish that was true. So bad that just like we've gotten to the point where we have like decoy Walmarts. Like we're just that dumb and fucking commercialized and shitty that we're now just using Walmarts as like underground passages.
It's such a great idea.
Oh God.
Because if you were going to build an underground passage to invade, first of all, you don't need tunnels.
Yeah.
But if you're going to build an underground tunnel to invade, why? Of course, do it through a giant store.
No, well,
and then close it down,
but
so
Dave,
it's very conspicuous.
Dave, it's not like people in Texas go to Walmart.
True, fair.
No, they live at Walmart.
Jesus. All News Pipeline website asked the question, will these massive stores soon be used as food distribution centers and to house the headquarters of invading troops from China here to disarm Americans?
Wait, now I don't even follow the theory.
Well, it's Walmart.
We're going to just we're just going to throw a bunch of Chinese people in Walmarts and they're going to attack us?
Yeah, what you think? You think Obama's on our side or their side?
The great Walmart of China.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's perfect.
Wall China.
Listen, man, I'll tell you something, boy. I don't trust the Chinese. Their women got penises.
Penile.
All right? They're putting estrogen in their soy sauce.
Another website before its news ran with Jade Helm explosive new information. Underground government tunnels beneath closing Walmarts, missile platforms, facial recognition, Bundy Ranch and Walmart tied to the Department of Homeland Security. They are all connected. Twitter went nuts with the news.
Wait, they're throwing Cliven in the mix?
Yeah, it's all connected.
Now wait, he's on the side of the Walmart?
No,
Chinese?
he's on the other side.
Okay.
He's on the right side. He's a
Okay,
patriot.
I just want to make sure that
He's a
he
goddamn
doesn't jump
patriot.
sides or something.
But it's a big circle. You see it. I don't need to connect it. You see how it's connected.
Oh yeah, it's all interconnected.
Twitter went nuts, spreading it to the informed all over the country. Hundreds of YouTube videos and blogs popped up. Videos showed police surrounding one of the recently closed Walmarts in California and the empty shelving inside. The allegations of secret cross-country tunnels and deep underground military bases called DUMBs.
Okay. Look, Dave, I like a joke as much as the next guy, but that fruit hangs a little too low for me.
Deep underground military bases.
That's
where the tunnels go.
It's
They all
the tunnels all lead to dumb.
The tunnels were traced to a 2004 online forum for Paulding County, Georgia. So they found out, some people investigated and found out where the rumor started about the tunnels.
And it started...
And it's on a online forum in a place called Paulding County, Georgia.
Paulding County.
In 2004.
Right.
There, local residents were discussing the construction in their area. Quote, the tunneling project is a joint venture involving the National Security Agency, CIA, FBI, MIB, Homeland Security, and
the Men in Black?
Yes.
This goes that deep?
Yes. The MIB.
What?
The MIB, Men in Black.
The Galaxy Defenders?
Yep. Homeland Security and a few others. One user posted, the addition of new Walmart facilities in Northwest Georgia gives spur hubs and depots easy access to large areas that can be partitioned off for moving of very large equipment and large numbers of people in case of national emergency. So one fucking idiot posted this on a website 11 years ago about some fucking crazy shit involving the Men in Black, and they all ran with this.
Yeah. Well, the truth is, they don't need to do, clearly the Men in Black weren't involved. Otherwise, they would have found this dude and just erased his fucking mind. There's a silver bullet on this theory right there.
Yeah, but he already posted online, so it's there forever.
Oh, true. His memory could have been erased.
Yeah,
Fair.
you can't erase it. It's a Google cache.
No, it's easier to erase a whole brain than it is to delete a post.
All the websites also posted a hand-drawn map of the nationwide underground tunnel system.
That's how you know it's official.
It was.
I mean, if you're being this serious about it, isn't one of these people an architect who can at least just make blueprints?
I love that it's hand-drawn.
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 On the back of a fucking Denny's placemat.
Those little stick figures.
Yeah. Tunnels. Walmart. Obama.
The hand-drawn map was dated 1978.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Dave, I mean, what...
So now it's all connected. You see it, right?
Yeah, that in 1978, the Walmart maps were drawn. Before Walmart.
Because they knew about it back then. And so people fear that the closed Walmarts and tunnels underneath will be used by the military to disarm and imprison Americans during Jade Helm. It all makes sense.
Well, it sounds like they'll be jailing some of the right people.
While on a local right-wing talk show, Senator Rand Paul was asked what he knew about Jade Helm, and his response was that, quote, he'd look into it.
Good.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you for calling.
That's how you know he's
down.
running for president.
Yep. Now,
well, I don't want to offend the lunatics.
Fuck, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's all it is.
It's all just a theatrical dance to not really saying anything and then get all the company's money.
Yeah. Now the military really wants to get a handle on things because an armed, scared population could actually do something.
Yeah.
It just takes one nut to shoot a kid in the military and we're in a firefight, right? So many militias are itching to start the revolution. That's something that happened with the Cliven Bundy thing is now they're empowered and they want to start they literally want to start a revolution.
It's time to start taking their guns.
Yeah. So the ASOC comes to Bastrop, Texas to meet the people and explain the situation at the invitation of local judge Paul Pape.
How'd you like that job? All right, well, you're the guy who's going to go explain to them what's happening.
Lieutenant Colonel Mark Lastoria thought it would be a small civil meeting.
Oh, boy.
But he found himself before a hostile crowd of more than 150 people. They held protest signs like, "No Gestapo in Bastrop."
I mean, it's not a basketball game. Give your sign brevity over rhyme scheme.
It's catchy.
It's not even catchy.
It's not catchy at all. There's a P-O on the end of both words. Po-po.
Po-po.
See what I'm saying?
That's just fucking it all up, the po-po.
Another sign said, "Dissent is not conspiracy."
Accurate.
This was not going the way Listoria or Judge Pape expected.
Sure.
Back in January, Bastrop County officials had held a public hearing and voted to welcome the military to town. There was no opposition at that time.
What changed?
Now Listoria was being flat out told by townspeople they did not trust him, and they held firm that the military was coming to take over Bastrop.
If they really were, if the military was, they would not. You would not be hearing any pushback.
They wouldn't say there's a If they were, they wouldn't. First of all, they wouldn't say we're having a training exercise. They just fucking invade.
Yeah, no.
Listoria answered questions for more than 2 hours at the meeting. The crowd was hostile.
Those questions.
Why is it not reasonable for me to see this as absolute training for domestic rendition program? One man asked.
Well, like I told you before, it's not. We've been really honest and told you what this is.
This is a one-sided conversation.
Yes,
another man yelled.
That you're having. To be clear, that you're having.
This is not a preparation for martial law, Listoria said. That's what you say, a man responded.
Yes, well, that's what makes it a non-one-sided conversation.
That's exactly what I say because it's the truth. That is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Another man, Jim Dillon, a 60-year-old contractor.
60-year-old?
60.
Okay, amazing. You're going to get some good stuff out of this guy.
Called Listoria a liar. He said, "Our freedom is under attack."
And where's the Walmart?
And though Dillon doesn't think it's just happening with Jade Helm. No, this is one part in a larger plan. He believes if Jade Helm is allowed to go forward, there will be more. People will grow accustomed to seeing military on American streets, and at some point, it will no longer be an exercise. It will become a way of life, like that frog that gets used to the hot water only to later realize it was boiling. Hold on now. The frog don't realize...
What is the frog doing?
Well, the frog is dead. So
he's not realizing anything.
Yeah, so the frog is in the hot water, and
so
then he's dead, and then he's like, oh, shit.
But what did he think? No, he's not thinking that when he's dead. What did he think before he was in the...
He gets in the water, and then you turn on the water, and then the frog dies, and he's like, shit, I shouldn't have done none of that.
The last part's not true.
I shouldn't have done that.
No, the last part's not something he can do.
I'm a hot, dead frog, and I shouldn't be.
That. He's not able to think that because he's dead.
Ribbit.
I'm sorry, are you now ribbiting at me?
Ribbit.
Okay, but this is a one-sided conversation.
Ribbit, sir!
All right, you know what?
Dillon has made his home as self-sufficient as possible.
If that chant started, ribbit, 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 ribbit.
Dillon has made his home as self-sufficient as possible. He has a propane tank, and he uses well water. He owns a dozen goats and has a huge garden. He keeps 2 pistols in each car and has a collection of shotguns. An AK-47 assault rifle waits near the front door. We have the potential, like Nazi Germany did, to go really bad. If we don't nip this stuff in the bud, once it gets its head under the tent, it's there.
How the fuck...
We're going to nip it in the bud.
Calling everything Nazi Germany at some point has to stop because...
I'm sorry, can I stop you right there?
No.
Have you seen Obama?
Yes.
Okay, so there we go. That's what I was talking
about. Well, here,
about.
let's see if we're living in similar worlds.
Okay, shoot.
Barack Obama's wife, Michelle.
Yeah, transsexual.
Okay, never mind. There's no question.
Then the politicians came to calm everything down. The day after the public hearing in Bastrop, the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, who was the state's longest-serving attorney general before being elected governor, officially requested that the state Texas Guard monitor Jade Helm.
Oh, well, he had no choice. He has no choice. If you are in Texas and you're an elected politician and you like your job, sorry, you just have to be like, I agree, I don't like what I'm hearing. No, I'm not a fan of what I'm hearing, no.
During the training operation, it is important that Texas know their safety, constitutional rights, private property rights, and civil liberties will not be infringed, Abbott wrote to Major General Gerald Betty, saying he expects regular updates on the progress and safety of the operation.
You mean the top secret operation?
Thank you. Now, even more people knew about the Jade Helm invasion plan. At the White House, Press Secretary Josh Earnest was asked about Abbott and Jade Helm. The entire press corps erupted into laughter as he attempted to answer invasion questions with a straight face. Texas was officially the laughingstock of America.
Oh, boy.
Abbott's office then said that Texans supported the U.S. military and said the blame for fear is all Obama's fault.
You know, that is a very interesting point. Isn't it? Isn't it crazy that, like, because one of the things that always really sticks in my fucking craw about the perpetual war is that if you, in this day and age, in this climate we have here, if you say, I would rather us not send people from this country to other countries to fight and to die, just in general.
Yep.
You know, I mean, I understand that there's things that are threatening out there, but I really feel like America should just lock its doors when it comes to, like, war fighting.
Sure.
But you can't say that even if your defense is like, I want these people to live. Right. That's why. What you're told is that you don't support the troops.
Right.
That's what you're always hit with, that you're not supporting the troops and that they're in a war zone, they're in combat. And if we talk about them like this at home, like imagine what they're dealing with abroad, and you're like, yeah, but my point is that, you know, they should not be there. I'd rather them here where there's way less chance of them dying. You don't support the troops. And now they're talking about the troops killing them and taking over. That's not supporting the troops.
Is your little I'm a pussy rant done?
I don't even know.
No, they don't support the troops. They don't raise taxes to help take care of them when they get home.
Well,
They
yeah,
have PTSD
the
and
VA.
everything else.
Yeah, well, the VA. I mean, the VA is the way we deal with veterans when they come back to this country after all the stuff that we needed to support them through when they were in another country completely drops once they're back here.
Yeah.
We support the troops. We don't support the vets.
Right.
Yeah.
3 days later, Jade Helm was being discussed by celebrities like Chuck Norris.
Well, I will say Chuck has been a consistent voice of sanity throughout a lot of these times.
Chuck wrote a column on the right-wing website WND saying that Jade Helm is, quote, likely more than a military exercise. If you haven't heard about Operation Jade Helm, you need to. The U.S. government says it's just a training exercise, but I'm not sure the term just has any reference to reality when the government uses it.
If anyone knows about training exercises, it's Chuck Norris.
Fuck yes.
Have you seen him on that little machine where you can lay down and pull yourself up with your arms?
That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
a hell of a training exercise.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
To those who merely think we should check our brains at the door of the White House and trust what the government does, I would reiterate to you the words of one of our government's primary founders, Benjamin Franklin, who said, quote, distrust and caution are the parents of security. We must fight until our dying breaths for liberty, especially when it appears those in power are trying to knock down old glory.
True, but Chuck Norris also just said, let's check our brains at the White House door. So I don't really, like, whatever you're quoting doesn't matter as much.
Ted Cruz jumped in.
Oh, good, more sanity.
Said more shit.
What did this Canadian running for president say?
Oh, God. My office has reached out to the Pentagon to inquire about this exercise. We are assured it is a military training exercise. I have no reason to doubt those assurances. But I understand the reason for your concern and uncertainty because when the federal government has not demonstrated itself to be trustworthy in this administration, the natural consequence is that many citizens don't trust what it's saying. So he basically says, I figured it out, but Obama's out of his fucking mind, so don't trust him.
How you have, like, Ted Cruz, people spend so much time talking about how Obama's not from here. Ted Cruz literally is not from America, and he's running for president. Like, how can you listen to him? He's a moron through and through. But he literally is running for president, and there's a law that says he can't be president.
Yeah, I don't know what to say on that one.
All right.
A poll was taken by Rasmussen.
Oh, good.
They found that 45% of voters are concerned that the government will use U.S. military training operations to impose greater control over some states, with 19% who are very concerned. Another poll from the Public Policy Polling revealed a third of Republican voters think the government is trying to take over Texas. That's a third of Republicans.
Yeah.
1/3 of the two biggest parties thinks the government is trying to take over a state that is already part of the fucking country.
Yeah. Well,
It doesn't need to take it over.
Listen.
It's not an independent country.
We're going to nation build a little here for once. Okay? It's like regifting for ourselves.
A poll by the Texas Tribune and University of Texas found more Texans supported than opposed Governor Abbott's decision to have state troopers monitor Jade Helm.
Interesting.
Then to make
Not
things
surprising.
Then to make things worse, the Pentagon said that no media will be allowed to witness the training exercises, which allowed the conspiracy theory to run wild.
How can you how could you not? How do you not understand that? Of course, the Army isn't going to let anyone film anything.
Well, they can't because
it's like the whole
a
thing is like
training exercise.
Training,
and also you can't have the reporter there because if there's a reporter, then you know who the bad guys are. It's a whole fucking thing.
Yeah. It's like when you're playing hide and go seek in a yard when you're a kid and the dog's like sniffing around you. You're like, dude, he's gonna fucking know I'm hiding behind this tree, and the dog's like, what are we gonna play? You're like, nope, we're playing human games. Get out of here. We're playing human games.
Next News Network, a website co-founded by Gary Franchi, former chair of Ron Paul's Super PAC, said that the start of the Jade Helm coincides with a druidic cremation ceremony performed by a secret society of Americans Republican elite.
Actually, that is true that the Druids did close a lot of Walmarts right before.
The Bohemian Club, whose members have included Presidents George H.W. Bush, George W. Bush, Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, and Greg Barrett's father, meets every year.
That's quite a list.
Meets every year in early July in Monterey, California. The club performs a ritual known as Cremation of the Care, where members burn a coffin effigy in a show of forest worship. The Next News Network noted that is the same date as the beginning of Jade Helm, and speculated the ritual actually represents the physical manifestation of the cremation of America. Now that's the guy who was the chair of Ron Paul's Super PAC, which says a lot about Ron Paul.
Well, Ron Paul said a lot of things that made a lot of sense, and Ron Paul also said a lot of things that were crazy.
Completely fucking insane.
Yeah. At least he said them.
Thank you. The Next News Network also reports that Jade Helm already began secretly as a U.S. military exercise.
How can your network be called You're watching
It's just some guy with a fucking website.
Yeah, no, it's not a network.
But tons of people watch it and read it. Like they do videos.
Yeah, I mean,
they believe it. That's
fucking
where
go to
getting,
a One Direction video. There's a lot of idiots.
But that's where they're getting their news, not getting from anywhere fucking else.
No. Well,
my dad gets his news from a website like this. It's fucking crazy.
They should get him on the show.
NNN, also known as said the exercise was a show of force on public display unlike anything we've seen since World War II. The training is probably in preparation to attack Russia or China. So now they're not on our side on that website.
Wait, but... Okay, but that doesn't that go against everything they were just saying?
There's a lot of confusion out there.
Okay, because that I do believe is probably part of the fucking plan.
The All News Pipeline posted a report suggesting that Jade Helm may be a cover to aid Russia in seizing the southern states.
Well, I mean, how the fuck in this day and age do you think that the U.S. and Russia are getting along?
Have you seen Red Dawn?
You mean the movie from the 80s? Mm-hmm. I don't want to have this conversation anymore.
Is Jade Helm about preventing Russia from assisting secessionists across America, or is it more about helping the Russians return that land to Mexico?
What? I mean,
what outlet is pondered?
Was that a quote from a wasted man?
That was a quote from a guy who knows stuff. Think about it. Think about it.
Think about we're basically starting, there's basically a second Cold War starting.
Yeah.
And we're thinking now that Russia and the U.S., despite all that tension, all those sanctions, now we want to have Russia come over here to take away some states and just give them to Mexico.
Okay, I get that you're mocking me, and
I'm not mocking you.
I get what
I'm not
you're
mocking
doing,
you.
But who has the guns and who wants the guns?
My guess is you have the guns.
I have
I don't
the
know
guns.
who wants the guns. My guess is you think the government.
Russians and the government.
The Russians and the government want
Yeah,
your guns.
because Obama is one of them.
And his wife, penis or no penis?
She does have a penis.
Okay, this conversation is done.
Political magazine noted that the Speaker of Chechnya's parliament warned this spring that Russia would resume debate on the legal status of the territories annexed by the United States, which are now the U.S. states of California, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, and Wyoming.
How do you even think, like, this country is going to shit.
Right.
It's just not in any, like, secretive way. It's very, very obvious.
Is it just a coincidence that the states named by the Speaker of Chechnya's parliament line up almost perfectly with the map above Jade Helm, as well as the map of the Aztlan territories that Mexico has demanded be returned to them? In fact, only Wyoming is missing. So you think about that, you stupid asshole.
I'm sorry, is that a quote, or are you literally calling me a stupid asshole?
I don't know anymore.
That's not the quote, then.
True News Christian radio host Rick Wiles said on air he believed that the government would go as far as deploying an EMP attack against the states that resist the landmark U.S. Supreme Court ruling that legalized same-sex marriage.
Interesting tactic by the government to allow and fight for same-sex marriage and marriage equality
With the
only
use-
to have the military come in to stop it.
With an electromagnetic pulse that will stop all electronics.
Okay, anyone have any questions?
Does anybody see any flaws in this idea of mine?
That's why we put all the estrogen in the juice boxes.
That may explain why Jade Helm was taking place in the south and western states this summer, because we know that people are starting to rise up and say something's got to happen. Either we take a stand or it's over. It's finished.
Just relax.
An anonymous Texas Ranger wrote a letter to Dave Hodges, the host of The Common Sense Show, claiming that there were trains moving throughout Texas that have shackles inside some of the cars ahead of the training exercise. He speculates that those trains will be used to transport political prisoners. The blog DC Clothesline tells of a red list, which is described as a list of key resistance figures who would be kidnapped and dealt with in advance.
I'm excited for this
of
list.
The implementation of martial law. This would include so-called snatch and grabs of people who've made the red list.
Red list?
This theory was further published by a blog post at investmentwatch.com, which claimed that Jade stood for Joint Assistant of Deployment and Execution, and that Helms...
There's just no way they would call it that. Like, how do you, like...
What do you mean?
Why would they... Why would... Any acronym they're using is not going to actually stand for anything like this that you're talking about.
I don't know if that's true.
That is the truth.
They got to remember it.
You know how it is. They would... So, if they were going to do that, they would call it, like... This whole thing would have such a cute name to it. Like, Operation Make Sure We're Good.
I don't know if that's true. I think that Joint Assistance for Deployment Execution sounds about right. You think Helm stands for Homeland Eradication of Local Militants.
Okay.
As proof, the post linked to a military document that does not contain those acronyms.
Why is that even... What is happening?
Jade Helm...
It's almost like the argument for this is a public defender. Like, it's the equivalent of having a public defender.
The more you read, the more you think these places should be invaded.
It's just like a lot of these theories sound like they've been answered on the fly.
These people shouldn't have guns.
No, but who's going to take them? That's fine.
Jade Helm was canceled in Victoria and Goliad counties because the people there are insane. On May 28th, big news broke about Jade Helm on All News Pipeline. Only weeks after declaring that it will be several months before Bluebell Ice Cream begins producing ice cream again after a listeria outbreak linked to them, a dozen or more Bluebell ice cream trucks were seen participating in a military convoy on Colorado roads. What's happening to your face? As seen in new videos. We know from the Bundy Ranch that the government uses vehicles such as Budweiser trucks to transport clandestine cargo. Why has Bluebell suddenly gotten into the convoy business with the U.S. military?
They haven't.
The unfolding of the Jade Helm leads us to believe that Bluebell being shut down, forcing thousands to be laid off
They had listeria.
furloughed may be related to the closings of Walmarts across America.
Well, why would
simply the U.S. military needs what you have,
they
need it now.
They would just sell the listeria ice cream to you idiots.
These trucks are being used as refrigerated morgues, which can be used to carry bodies out of sight and out of mind.
What do they care
and
for
that ties in with recent disturbing email received by A&P days ago, in which we were warned that there is a very real possibility that U.S. troops might soon have to kill American citizens. A September 2014 story revealed that refrigerated trucks were used as portable morgues after 9/11. The precedent for use of these vehicles as portable out-of-sight morgues has already been set. Now, you try to argue that one away.
I think I'm overwhelmed with how to do it.
How to do what, sir?
Tell you what you're saying is crazy.
Okay, so why don't you start with the fact that 10 ice cream trucks were seen on a road driving down together with each other and military vehicles.
There was a listeria outbreak. The government would use some other way than ice cream trucks. I mean, the government.
They're cold, and what do you do with bodies, stupid?
Why do they care if the bodies remain cold, stupid?
What? Because they got to keep them cold.
Why?
George Washington?
What about George Washington?
He died. He was cold for a while.
Have we learned about that?
I don't know. Maybe next week.
Well, I think that's next week, so I think your argument's a little early, sir.
Bluebell Ice Cream was forced to respond.
Hey, everyone. Never thought we'd have to say this, but we're not using our trucks as transporting body morgues.
Wow. So listen, we thought the listeria outbreak was bad, but now that a bunch of right-wing lunatics think that our trucks are being used to transport bodies, we're forced to respond.
Everyone who thinks that we are using the trucks as morgues, come on down and have a free bucket of listeria ice cream. Get it while it's full of listeria, guys.
They had to send this to this website
because
it was getting so much attention that Bluebell Ice Cream had to comment.
So it'd basically be like walking down the street while a crazy homeless person was like, "You fuck cats, you 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 fuck cats." What do you got to say?
I need to tell you I don't fuck cats.
Ha
Those trucks you refer to in the post below are trucks we are relocating from our closed branches to those that remain open. It just so happened that our trucks were traveling on the same highway as the military convoy, but there's no relation to their activity. Can you please update your story to reflect the correct information? Thank you, Jenny Van Dorf, Public Relations Market Specialist, Bluebell Advertising Associates.
Do I look like a fucking moron?
No, sir. What we're saying
Do I look like I'm fucking stupid?
No, you...
Because you're telling me that you had 5 to 10 trucks driving down the same freeway.
Well, they were moving from...
Driving down the same freeway.
Yes, sir.
As military vehicles.
Well, they all had to drive on the same play.
That's my point to you.
Well, no.
That's my point to you.
It's a big play. Ours was going from...
That's my point to you.
Okay.
What are the odds?
Very high.
Astronomical. That 10 of your trucks and military vehicles would be on a freeway at the same time? I mean, come on, man. Okay. Why don't you just fucking admit what we can all see?
It's fair. It's fair.
It's crazy.
Would you like a coupon?
Yeah, I mean, I love your ice cream, so yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I didn't mean to get uncomfortable. It's just I hate black people. Obama's half black.
On July 13th, citizens of the Southwest states in America revealed Operation Counter Jade Helm. It is a surveillance operation by citizens to keep an eye on Jade Helm.
So the surveillance game of Jade Helm now has civilians surveying them.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure this is going exactly how they wanted it to.
There are about 200 people involved in Operation Counter Jade Helm. The headquarters of the
Have
operation...
you heard about Operation Counter Jade Helm?
I've heard about that.
Yeah, that's...
Watching the Watchers.
Who's watching
the
the
Watchers.
watch? Exactly, thank you.
The headquarters of the operation are at 44-year-old former Marine Pete Lanteri's house. Lanteri is a former New Yorker living in Arizona. He made the Counter Jade Helm Facebook page, which has 6,000 members, and he created a forum for field reports to be uploaded. Eric Johnson, a 51-year-old retired firefighter and sheriff's deputy, is a surveillance team leader in Texas. He'll coordinate 3 groups of volunteers, about 20 people in total, who will try to monitor the SEALs, Green Berets, and Air Force Special Ops in Bastrop.
It's just got to be so fun to be a Green Beret who's like,
oh my God.
Yeah, hold on, some fucking shit kicker's trying to like follow me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll figure this out pretty fast.
Got my binoculars on you, Mr. Military Man.
Wait a minute. You're telling me this whole time I've been looking for these motherfuckers and they actually do not wear berets that are green?
What?
You could have saved me 2 weeks.
Holy shit.
Fucking A, man.
I thought that little French fellow was one of them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Right? The little French guy?
Yeah, we killed that guy with the accordion.
Did kill him. Yeah. Well,
his beret wasn't even green.
he is eating Bluebell ice cream now, wasn't
That's
he?
sweet Listeria. Oh, man. You want some shaved Listeria?
You goddamn right I do. No one knows exactly where Jade Helm will take place, making the Counter Jade Helm operation problematic. If a team member sees 2 Humvees full of soldiers driving through town, they're going to follow them, Johnson said, and they're going to radio back their ultimate location. They aren't worried about martial law, he said, but feel like they can't trust the government and want to make sure the military isn't under orders to pull anything funny.
Yeah.
What are you going to do if they are?
Yeah, exactly. You want to hear a plan?
Yep.
We are going to fuck them up, my friend.
Fair. Good plan. I like it.
Yeah.
They have a strict no camouflage policy to avoid looking like a radical group, and they won't be armed. They will use binoculars and spotting scopes to record troop numbers, uniforms, and activity. One of Johnson's men, a licensed pilot, plans on making surveillance flights with his plane.
Oh, God.
Apparently, one of the most difficult things about running Counter Jade Helm operation is keeping the nut jobs out. No one among their group...
I'm sorry, did you say out?
Out. No one among their group fears the opening of concentration camps, Lanteri said, as he struggles to keep that block of people off his Facebook page. Once I saw the freaking nut jobs coming out of the woodwork, I was spending half my day discrediting what they were posting. No nut jobs will be put in the field. Here's a post from non-nut job Lanteri on his Facebook page. Okay, everyone, here's a scoop on the Walmart in Galveston from my friend who is a manager at this particular Walmart. She said as follows: she's not allowed to comment on this because it would cost her job. But she did say outside of the store that there is something funny going on at those Walmarts and the public needs to be aware and prepared. Her body gestures were real nervous lag, and she was scared on talking about what I asked her. She also told me weird shit is going on at nighttime at the Walmarts that are closed, and she also reported to me that all managers are supposed to say they're having bad sewer problems with their plumbing pipes, and that's why closings are happening there.
Well, she's fired. I mean, he pretty much implicated her by name. A friend of mine is a manager at the Galveston Walmart. I mean, if we're talking about the military-industrial complex or the New World Order taking up, they'll probably be able to piece together who the night manager is at the Galveston Walmart that's friends with you.
But let's also talk about the hierarchy of nut jobs, because this guy is saying he's not allowing nut jobs on his site.
Right.
So,
yeah, no, it would be like getting thrown in a prison cell and a guy who's covered in his own vomit and blood comes up to you and goes, "Don't worry, I'll take care of you."
Another post from Lanteri. Here's hoping we are in a shooting war to save this country by the next 4th of July.
Hey.
In another post, he wrote, I can't wait to kill thousands of these fucks to another man who was advocating a revolution. Later, Lenteri explained that he wrote that because his dog had died that day.
Well, you know.
So that's the non-nut job.
Well, I remember when my dog died in high school, I thought the government was going to make an attempt at a domestic coup.
Fair. Totally fair.
Makes sense.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd probably also had some ice cream, heated times.
Jade Helm began on July 15th in Cristobal, Texas. No military equipment or personnel were visible. No tanks were rumbling past the community center on Main Street, the scene of 4-H club meetings and family reunions, but that did not mean that people were not on the alert. I've been looking, said Dr. Jack Campbell, who was picking up his mail at the post office. Dr. Campbell said he had concerns about the exercise and that he had purchased extra ammunition for the weapons he kept in his home.
Yep.
Just in case, said Dr. Campbell, who is an emergency physician at San Angelo, Texas. He's
an emergency physician.
Another resident said a friend of his, a Vietnam veteran, started burying some of his firearms to hide them.
Smart.
Scott Denegear, a Navy veteran, saw a Black Hawk helicopter flying over Cristobal on Sunday, and he understands why people would buy firearms. With Obama being in there, that's the way he's already stomped all over the Constitution, pushing his presidential authority to the max. It would only be just the stroke of a pen for him to do away with that. The man is total anti-U.S. I would love for these people to see what someone really fucking with the Constitution looks like.
Well, the truth is that the Constitution is it is fucked with. It is fucked with by every president lately, and I don't understand why you connect it. Why him? It's just a little convenient.
Black man?
That he's black.
Yes, it's very convenient.
It's just like you can't overlook the fact
he's black.
That he's black.
No,
and
you
that
can't.
George W. Bush was white
Yeah.
and was a war criminal.
Yeah, war criminal.
And is now in Texas painting dogs. And that Barack Obama has really done a lot of, he's tried to do a lot of things that I think will, again, like
Healthcare.
I think you have no choice but to be corrupt when you're president. So I'm not saying he's not a corrupt person. But how can you comparatively think that he is more about taking away?
Well, you just don't know.
Right.
I mean, right now I'm talking to stupid, so.
Right.
Throughout the interview with the New York Times, Denegear was skeptical whether the reporter and photographer were members of the news media and wondered if they were part of Jade Helm.
Comfortable.
Spec Ops grow beards, he said, referring to the photographer's facial hair. Y'all got military ID?
What?
Meanwhile, suspicious government activities everywhere. 2 FEMA motorhomes were spotted parked outside of an Oklahoma shopping mall.
Crazy.
Coincidence?
I don't think so.
Questions have arisen about who is actually running Jade Helm. If analysts are correct, it seems that Jade is an acronym for a DARPA-developed AI, quantum computing technology that produces holographic battlefield simulations and will be in charge of the drill in order to master the human domain and predict human response.
Sure.
Since Jade Helm began on July 15th, there have been no reports of politicians being arrested as political prisoners. Russian and Chinese troops and American troops have not invaded through Walmart, and martial law has not been declared yet.
Well, we got to wait for the Walmart shoe to drop. Then it'll happen. Well,
it's so much worse than I thought it was when I started reading about it that it's just fucking amazing how stupid people are. Alex Jones is a stupid fucking idiot, and he has 2 million people who believe him and follow him. And
Is he?
All of these fucking nuts think all this shit is true. They have posted all these videos.
Is he stupid? Or is he extremely entrepreneurial?
I think he is both.
Do you think he believes what he says?
100%.
So then he is both.
So we have another, month and a half of Jade Helm in front of us.
Well, it's going to, I mean...
I will be amazed if someone does not die.
Someone will die. This is America.
People
Someone will die.
You're talking about scared people with guns.
Extremely skittish with the most guns.
Yeah.
And Bill Hicks, and Hillbilly Bill Hicks is fueling the fire.
What if a Humvee is rolling down a street and a guy just decides to fucking open up on it because he's scared?
I really think, honestly, even without Jade Helm, I think you could hedge your bet that in the next 6 weeks, some big massacre will happen around this area anyway. This is where we live. I mean, who gives a shit anymore? Right? Isn't that the idea that we're just supposed to just not give a shit? That's what we're all doing.
Texas is a problem.
Texas doesn't give a shit normally. Texas is like, if there's a shooting, Texas is like, Texans are obviously more prone to guns than not prone to guns. There's certainly someone who comes to the defense right away of the gun lobby. And yet here we are worried about guns. Okay.
Anyway, that's America right now.
Adelaide.
Go to the-dollop-sources.squarespace.com for all of the delightful sources on this one.
Yum.
Oh, yes, it's Gareth. Not Gary, stop it. Gare Force. Listen, I've got a bunch of stand-up shows coming up, and I want to see you there. We can hug. I will be at Rooster Teeth Feathers in Sunnyvale, California, April 18th, 19th, and 20th. Then I will be in Chattanooga, Tennessee, June 18th. I will be at Nashville at Zanies, June 19th. I will be in Huntsville, Alabama, June 20th. I'll be in Atlanta, Georgia, June 21st, June 22nd. Then I will be in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, June 26th. Then I'll be in East Providence, Rhode Island, June 27th. Then I'll be in Boston, Massachusetts, and Boston, June 28th. That's 2 shows. I will be in Springfield, Massachusetts, June 29th, Rochester, New York, June 30th, and then July 5th through the 6th, Canada. I've heard your prayers, and I will answer them. I will be in Toronto. So come join me at the Comedy Bar. Go to GarethReynolds.com for tickets and information. That's right, Gare Force. We're calling you up. It's the big time. The big leagues. This went poorly.
Top class actions alert. In a groundbreaking move for the payment industry, Visa and MasterCard have come to a historic $5.6 billion settlement. Top class actions is connecting business owners who accepted Visa or MasterCard from January 1st, 2004 to January 25th, 2019 to their share of this $5.6 billion settlement. Claim your share today at topclassactions.com/Visa. That's topclassactions.com/Visa.